So,
I know, they're so kind. I refreshed the page and saw that the picks were started as well. Basically, it looks like we're going to get King's Row again.
Oh, what a surprise.
Surprise, surprise. Everyone loves a bit of King's Row.
It is a fan favorite. So let's have a look at Team Forbidden's bans for now. So they're getting rid of Erase, Temple of Anubis, Gaia. InZenity have decided to get rid of Ineos, Legion, Nepal, and Route 66.
And we're already at our... Yeah, well, no, because we're now on our last 5, and seeing as we're doing best of 5 instead of best of 3.
I'm sorry.
To all our joy, and you guys get a lot more out of it as well. So it'll be the maps that we will have will be Dorado, Gibraltar, King Hollywood, King's Row, and Iconvold. It's just on the order that they wish to pick up, and Iconvold would be, by looks at the decider, if it does go to the last map for Forbidden and InZenity. It looks like we're opening up with King's Row. You know what though? To be fair, Hollywood's in there, and I'm starting to like Hollywood more and more, with regards to casting wise, because it's can snowball very easily if you get the clean attack on the map. And Dorado's starting like a more unique one. It's like you normally get your common ones like King's Row, Gibraltar, sometimes Numbani. 66 is normally a common one. We actually haven't got any King of the Hill maps, which is unfortunate, but it's probably less chaotic for me and Dave.
I think in the case of like King of the Hill maps, it's more it's harder to strategize like how to play King of the Hill, but compared to payload maps where you can more get set, get positions, and try stuff out.
Just going to interrupt you for the last time, and then I'm going to disappear out of your proper casting channel. We've decided to make the grand final today best of 7, so that statistically pretty much forces a King of the Hill map into there.
Statistically, yeah, or maybe a 2CP. One of those we may see play.
So we'll get some variety by the end of the day.
Yeah, but we start off on King's Row, following into Hollywood and Dorado at least on the best of 5. So I thought it was bottom first, and then it goes up.
Bottom's last map, so we're going Iconvold, Gibraltar.
Oh, we're going Iconvold. I think
Iconvold, Gibraltar, Dorado, Hollywood, and then King's Row if we get to a 5th map.
I'm happy with that, and on that note, I'm going to leave you people with our casters. So enjoy, Dave. Enjoy 2 rounds. I'll be watching. I'll be adminning or badminning, and I'll speak to you later. Enjoy.
Sweet. Thank you very much. So I think we're just waiting to go into the lobby. But yeah, Iconvold. That's going to be a good start, Dave.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of teams are now favouring the 2-point map or control, as I like to call it. Like it seems, or 2CP, that's the best way to describe it. I think it's just teams can set up much better. It's a lot harder for certain teams, and like especially practicing. Like you have T or TPO. You've watched sometimes and how they practice their maps.
Yeah, and it's a case of like you're having an initial idea of how to go in and set up, and if you're attacking or defending on Iconvold, you should have a good idea of what the opening for the first point should be. For example, you'll probably want to go a bit more hit scanny to counter the pharmacy, because pharmacy is quite popular on Iconvold, especially to cap the first point. And then you'll probably see it change through essentially the streets phase of Iconvold. And then when you get into the castle, we may actually start seeing Reaper now, because you used to see Hog quite a lot in the castle because it's quite enclosed. You can get a lot of shotgun damage off. And now, because Reaper's become very much forced his way back into the meta with the recent changes, it's going to be, you'll probably see Reaper because his death bottom can be quite powerful in the castle. Very closed environment. Reaper now has the self-sustain that he deserves, and Hog's more situational. He's better now on like a environmental deaths on King of the Hill, so your Sanctum on Nepal or Well on Helios.
Yeah, so yeah, Hog let's be honest, got like not really destroyed, but really hammered in the last patch. You had like McCree came back as well. That was a good one. I think his ult got
His
boosted?
ults, yeah, his time to lock on in his ult has been changed from 0.6 seconds to 0.2 seconds to have the full red skull on an enemy. And with Electric Cowboy, it's just insanely powerful. So that Electric Cowboy is the combination with the Nano and the McCree's ult of Deadeye. So it can near enough insta lock and it's insta death because his damage ramps up insanely quickly as well. So Electric Cowboy is now becoming a more niche combo. Again, you can still have a bit of a Beyblade with Reaper, but that just relies on the Nano boost, Reaper's Death Blossom, and then Lucio speeding the Reaper in. And Reaper now
it's still though a lot of ults. It's like you got to lose at least 2 ults just to even get near that. And
yeah, but
Reaper at the
two
time
ults
doesn't
for
really
a
do
team
lot.
wipe. 2 ults for a team wipe is sort of value. Or the team wipe can, if the team going into the phase and they're able to go on a dry run, essentially an eco run in Overwatch, not use any ults and draw ults out, then it's going to be better for the attacking side. And that's essentially how it is. It's more of a mind game now. See how the way to win Overwatch, as we all know, is just to essentially combo ults and follow that comboing ults and communication is essentially what wins you games in Overwatch. If the only person that really is allowed to trick away their ult is Tracer.
Yeah, cause Tracer can get ridiculous. Like the amount of time to build up the ult for Tracer is truly, I think, still needs nerfing maybe a little bit. But if you constantly headshot, like I experimented this a little while ago. If you catch Roadhog while he's healing, self-healing, you can get about 60% of your ult just in the time he heals, which is ridiculous. In my opinion, I think that needs to be cut down a little bit. But I'm expecting to see some like traditional dive setup. So probably the Genji, we have a Genji and Genji Tracer, Winston, and there's I think Zenyatta is probably still one of the biggest characters in this game.
Well, we know that Mercy has the best single target healing because I think she heals 60 health per second. And then Anna's got the best overall healing and great utility kit. Zen's fairly weak. The main reason you take Zen now into dive is to essentially boost your Winston's damage on the Discord, and the Genji's able to, essentially amp up his dash through it. And it just helps along with that. Zen's Transcendence is really good against the Genji Blade, although his Transcendence can't out-heal a nanoed Genji blade. So in that case, some people will die, but it'll take a lot quicker for them to die. Lucia, and then normally on dive, you'll see Zen, you'll see Lucio, you'll see Winston, then maybe D.Va, or instead of a D.Va, you may have a Soldier, a Tracer, and a Genji. Or in the case attack on Iconvolt, you'll probably have Pharah, Mercy, Lucio, D.Va, Winston, and I'm trying to think of the last DPS, a Genji as well. It would normally probably be for the first point of attack. Then you probably go switch over the Pharah and Mercy to a Tracer and a Zen because they're not needed anymore.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see, especially in Iconvolt. Like, it's a very momentum-based map as well. Like, if you can get through the first point and capture it really quickly, yeah, one, you have so much time to use. I think about 6 or 7 minutes, and two, like it's just a continuous roll is probably the best way of saying it. Like teams
it's a
get
snowball.
Really down. Yeah, it's a snowball. It's really hard for teams to come back when a team's snowballing you, and you lose confidence. You don't know what to do. You try different things, and you just forget. Like a lot of teams just forget what to do.
What I would say is on hybrid. At the end of the day, if you can get that snowball and keep the momentum going, it's very likely that you're going to win. Normally, teams will start to stop the snowball towards the third point, I would say, in the castle on Iconvolt anyway, because that's when they can start getting the footing around the corners. Because essentially, the streets phase on Iconvolt is very, it's very open, but there's just a lot of flanking points for the attacking side, and if you can't set up or your team gets split in spawns, then you're just causing the defending team trouble. a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
That they,
I definitely agree on that. The third point is like really, really difficult for an attacking team to capture, just because the defensive side have such a quick respawn time, like get straight away back in, especially if you have like a Symmetra, you can jump straight back in. And like the time, it takes about 20 to 25 seconds averagely for someone from the attacking side to get into it. But it looks like we're getting ready to go into our first match, which is going to be Eichenwald. We're waiting for both teams just to be making sure they've got their final checks going. 2 rounds. What are you predicting?
I've know that Team InZenity have been playing on ESL. I've seen them play on ESL a little bit. But Forbidden, like you said, we said earlier, I've won all their group games, so it'll be interesting to see. I think we are going to see your typical dive on the side of both teams, because if you're playing dive versus dive, it's all about who can kill the supports quicker, and then that's where your momentum will come from, because whoever out dives each other is one, clearly better at the dive, and 2, has that momentum rolling forward.
Okay, so let's go through the starting lineups for each team right now. So in Team InZenity, you've got Toko, Vanda, Fly, Nomi, Demi, and Husky, which going for quite an interesting setup, like your traditional 2-2-2.
Yeah, and on the side of Team InZenity, they're also going for that the soldier for the consistent DPS. The Tracer will probably be trying to annoy the healers at the back of the line of Team Forbidden, and Anna's also they've gone for the Anna and Lucia. Anna is quite good on the defense for counteracting a dive, because her sleep dart, if she can just sleep out the Winston, it just instantly negates any harassment from the Winston at all.
Yeah, so as you said, like with the Farah and the Mercy combo, it looks like they're going to go for it. So Larson is going to be combining with that Bad to see if they can get anything early game. So we're going to jump on board with him to start and see what happens. Just wait, he's already picked the Anna.
Yeah, and like I says, this is why Farah Pharmacy is quite strong, because they already can force and make an opening onto the point.
Yes, yeah, so just like that, Forbidden get one killed. Husky's been taken out. It looks like in the back, Toko is going to get taken out, but Fly's going to replay with Link. Going to be trading a back and forth right now. Bad's going to be doing great on support. However, Demi is going to be able to take him out, so this is going to force Larson back, using that rocket to get all the way back into spawn. Relief does get the kill on Demi right now, but Trade's going back and forth.
I mean, it looked to me like that was a case of they weren't acting quick enough on the soldier pick when Larson picked off Husky, and they were just not reacting quick enough. But each team was able to stabilize, and they're making a second attempt of it now. So
Relief picking up a double kill there, using the tracer bomb in a great effect.
Oh, it seems that we've had a bit of a technical error.
We've had a technical error.
But no, that, like I says, with regards to the side of Team Forbidden, is with regards to the pharmacy combo, it allows you to, it allows a distraction, because the Pharaoh will fly over the house, start raining down on the back line, which was, in this case, it was Toko. And then it was a case of Toko was getting harassed, so Soldier in Husky came over to help him out, was picked off by Larson, and then they picked off Toko and were able to try and nearly got that snowball effect, but Team InZenity pushed back a little bit. So it was a case of this Team InZenity were able to stop the snowball straight away, which then, Team Forbidden did the right thing. They backed off. They knew the fight was lost. They backed off, regrouped, and then were going in for a second attack. And I think on that second push, it looked like they was going, possibly winning on that, from what I saw anyway.
Yeah. So unfortunately, guys, we did have a technical error. Unfortunately, our stream did not get into the game, which was brilliant. But in the case of this, not really too much though. So, I think the point got about a third captured. So it wasn't really too early into the game. I know I think Team Forbidden did have a little bit of advantage, but not really too much. Like you could definitely say Team InZenity could have made that comeback quite easily.
Yeah, I think like Team InZenity definitely know how to handle the dive with regards to that. They got like I think Team Forbidden should have definitely gone a lot more quicker and a lot more cleaner on the pick on Husky. I think when Larson picked up the kill on Husky, and then that would have increased the momentum. But we'll see. You know, second life, time to go back around, start it again.
Right, break the warm up, guys.
Yeah, little bit of a warm up.
Right, that's a note to self for the admin. Please invite the cameraman for the game. Otherwise, we will be doing an audio broadcast for the rest of this session. Anyway, it's going to be the same size once again. So Team Forbidden are going to be starting on your attacking side, and Team InZenity are going to be on your defensive side. Looks like they're going for exactly for the same picks. So not really too much difference.
Yeah, like I say, I think what it is a case of they maybe like we see the time of the Team InZenity just in that quick little we could call it a break, that quick little break that they had. They go right. This is what happened. We was able to push back. Let's make sure that Husky doesn't get picked off or Toko doesn't get picked off. Beyond that, Ana, like that Ana has to die essentially, because then you're taking out 120 damage per rocket. Because that 120 damage, if it is the Nomi on the Tracer, and he's already taken a bit of damage to start off with from a previous fight, that's Nomi out of the question. Ana's a two-shot. Pretty much everyone on the side of Team InZenity is a two-shot direct hit from Ana. So it's, if that Ana has to die to try and negate the main portion of damage from Team Forbidden.
Okay, anyway, we're going to be going back into this again. So it looks like, yeah, both teams are going to be starting with the exact same option once again. So we're going to be jumping on. I'm going to be jumping on board with Winston for the start. It's such a key opening in the fight right now. This Tracer is going to be forced back. A couple of trades going back and forth, like some damage. I like this. Winston's going to go straight for the Ana. Great combination with Edgy. Going to be taking out Toko, but Fly is going to be on the response, taking out Linker. As Husky for Team InZenity is going to be sitting on the Soldier, going to be trying to take out the Tracer in the back. But already, Team Forbidden are straight on this.
Well, you see Team Forbidden taking up the more traditional dive, the 2-2-2 variant of the dive. And that's basically having your Genji and your Zen as well. And they essentially... The Tracer and the Genji and the Winston will all pick the same target. Zen tries and discords it, that target will fall straight away. It's an incredibly powerful setup, and it puts a lot of pressure on the defending team. If they can't negate the snowball, then you're just allowing so much room for Team Forbidden to breathe.
Okay, so 2 rounds. How do you rate the D.Va's defensive mechanism still in like the meta of this game? I think it's still like very important.
It's incredibly powerful. Thing is, with this, you've got to manage your charge on the defense matrix, because basically what will happen is if you're just there holding it in front of your Winston or your supports, they're going to wait until you've drained your defense matrix. Therefore, you're a massive mech that puts out very little damage, and you're doing nothing. And you've got to kind of look for the reload on Tracer. You've got to kind of look for a reload on Reaper as well, or Hog.
D.Va's going to be sending in the ult, going to be picking up one at Edgy. So that's Lucio going to be chasing now. Meanwhile, in the other side, the other D.Va is going to be sent away. A Tracer Bomb is going to come into effect. That's going to be Husky taking out Link as well. But Dragonblade has a coming in. Larson is going to be picking up 1 kill, trying to get a second. He has fallen off the map though, unfortunately.
No double jump. No double jump to save him that time. But yeah, when you see Relief trying to get a pick, you'll see the side of Fly is either covering who Relief is trying to shut down, which could either be Vandoff, Toko, or even Fly himself. And every time Relief is reloading as Tracer, then you'll see the side of Fly firing then at the Tracer, because that's how you can basically time your defense matrix as well and make good management of it.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's Tranquility is gonna come in the side of Team Forbidden. They're gonna get 2 kills. Linker is gonna pick up Togo. D.Va is going to be out of the mech as well, deciding just to jump off the map, and I think that is almost a team wipe. Husky only going to be remaining in the back, as Team Forbidden are going to be pushing forward. I don't think they're going to be able to get back in time, so Team Forbidden are going to be able to get this second point.
You've got to play hyper aggressive when you're playing the dive, essentially, because if you give them too much room to come back, then you just allow it. You're playing the dive too passive, and it won't work. You're better off playing a death ball if you're wanting a team to come to you. But you've got to push forward. Like, even having one person on the payload, you've still got to push forward, pressure their spawn, essentially.
And as we were talking about, the like the momentum swing is so huge right now. Forbidden just effectively stomped that, like the second point of the map, and it just looks like Team InZenity are just not grouping up right now. They're just trying to go in one by one. It just doesn't work in Overwatch.
No, I mean, they've gotten a split at the moment because they were coming out of each spawn room, and Linker was able to keep half the team covered in, and it's a case of, you know, they've allowed so much room on the payload now to get around to this corner. Then even if they do stop them here, it's still quite a good push for Team Forbidden.
And multiports are going to come in. Larsen's going to pick up the double kill on the Lucio and the Ana. That's going to be a support already down, but Fly's going to be responding, getting a double kill on Edgy as well. So Larsen's going to pick up Demi as well. So kills are going back and forth right now. Going to be trying to finish off this Tracer, which they do. The Reaper is going to be forced back. But as we were talking about, Team InZenity are going to have the advantage with this final payload. Just like the spawn time is going to be such in a big favour.
Well, the thing is, of how these maps work now is the more the teams are winning, the attacking teams winning, the longer the spawn time takes for the defending team. Because if they used to have it quite balanced, where it'll just be 10-second increments and it'll keep spawning people out. But if it starts to see like the attacking team is having more of an advantage when pushing forward on hybrid maps, then they start to delay the spawn times a little bit to, you know, so that you don't get this May wall effect when May used to just camp on the payload, camp on the point, and to try and stall it out for as long as possible.
Yeah, so Winston's being such a nuisance right now. Demi is doing so much work on the Winston, just going to be able to hit 4 or 5 characters at once. However, Relief is also doing huge work, getting 2 kills straight away from Forbidden. Trades are going back and forth. I like Husky's choice as well. He's decided to go on the Reaper as well. So, close quarter battle might favour him a lot better.
Well, yeah, Husky's switch onto the Reaper was a good switch, because Reaper works best when essentially the team has to come to you, and when you're this far in on Iconvolt, that's essentially what the attacking team's doing. The attacking team's got to come to you, so which makes Reaper's lack of mobility not as much as a hindrance.
D.Va's gonna pick up 2 kills. It's gonna be on Edgy and Relief, but the problem is it's just time. Like it's good for Team InZenity as well. Even if they don't get like the first, like hold it down, then it's gonna be great for them. They're just stalling time. Togo is gonna pick up a double res as well, as D.Va's ult is gonna come in as well. Not gonna be able to pick anything though this time, and they're gonna be straight on there, just trying to take him down. And I like this idea as well. They're gonna stall for time, let him out of the mech, and just cause damage. Like, it's very frustrating when you're out of a D.Va mech and there's not really anything you can do. You've got 6 players in front of you, and they're just toying with you.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, then what you like to do is just stagger the D.Va, which is what they did. And we see 5 members of Team Forbidden already waiting to go in, and they've got to wait on Varric to come in on the D.Va and provide the defense matrix.
But as we're going back in, both Lucios have dropped a beat, so both these are going to be available. Death Blossom has come into effect, but going to be not picking up anyone, as there's going to pick up the Husky. 3 down now for Team InZenity. This is not looking good for him so far. The Tracer is going to be causing some nightmares. However, just like that, all like 4 or 5 players go down. Just the Mercy left, trying to get some Battle Mercy, not going to be able to pick anything up. And here is the issue now. Team Forbidden, I've got so much control. They're going to be taking the 3rd point of this, and Team Forbidden starting out strong. Maybe getting stuck towards the end. like great stalling by Team InZenity, but they're gonna have to get 3 points just to even contest this point, like this first map.
Yeah, they do. Well, they have to get the 3 points, and they have to do it at least with a bit more time for, I would say, to stand a chance against Team Forbidden. At the end of the day, they essentially they've got to have a very crisp and clean 2 phases. I mean, what we saw from Team InZenity, they was able to stop the momentum quite a few times, and once Team Forbidden came back with regards to, they basically took a bit like a 5-10 second break, reset everything, and then went back in and was able to make the push. And we saw that from quite a lot from the side of Team Forbidden, because when they were bashing heads with the side of InZenity, it was a case of we're bashing heads, we're not getting anywhere, reset, go back in, and then they were able to break through the wall.
Yeah, so as you were saying, I think Team InZenity are gonna have to really push real quick. Like they need that 3 point. I'd say you need about a minute. I'd say at least a minute and a half, just to get even a good solid time.
Well, yeah, with regards to how Team InZenity may have a completely different way of method of attacking Eichenwald to what we saw with regards to Forbidden. So it's all to play for, all to play for at the moment. Like I says, teams in InZenity did play well. I won't bash them for that. They were able to hold them off. So it's all about seeing what they can come out with on the side of.
Well, considering they had like 4 minutes, they had about 4.5 minutes to go on that third point. They did fantastically well to hold them just even that long.
Oh yeah, definitely. Down all the way down to 25 seconds.
But here we go. Relief's going to instantly take out Nomi. That's going to be your Tracer already out of the play. I like this idea as well. Relief is going to pick up another 2 kills. I like this. He's got great position. He's just going to be sitting on the top of the little balcony. Going to have full range and full control. But there is a pause put into effect. I don't know why we've had.
I think it's just we're just having an issue with the stream at the moment with regards to it. It's just trying to get it all sorted out with regards, because there was a couple of resolution issues with regards to the last game, so they're just trying to sort it out. We're just like, we see the Defenji coming out on the side of Team Forbidden, which can be quite powerful. Like Genji's is just 120 damage per swing, and I think he gets an extra swing now as well. Not this most recent patch, but is the patch beforehand. You know, he gets an extra swing, 120 damage per hit. You know, normally most times 120 damage dash kills majority of enemies, or you've got which then resets your dash as well, which is why Sombra is so powerful against the dive, especially on 2 CP maps. Now I know we don't have any 2 CP maps in this one, but when we was at Epic Clan, we saw Eminem. We saw Shu switch over to the Sombra to EMP, the dive on Kido, and it just completely shut down his dash and his deflect, so he couldn't do anything at all. And it just negates one killer ult out the way.
Yeah, like Sombra is, it's so useful. It's probably the best way of saying it at the moment with like the EMP. If you can like stack your ult. If you can sneak a Sombra in the back, people get so confused in EMP pops, you can't use any ults, and it's just an easy team wipe for people. Like you could put a nano boosted soldier in there that can kill 3 or 4 people, and you just wipe out the whole wave, and it's unbelievable. I'm really surprised he hasn't played more.
She,
but yeah, but I feel like in the case of Sombra, maybe the damage isn't enough at the moment.
She's not there for damage though. Sombra is not there to put out the damage. Sombra is there actually for the heal at the end of the day. It's why you see a lot of supports playing Sombra instead of the DPS, because Sombra is there to hack the big health packs, because hacking a big health pack actually provides more healing per second than a Mercy. So in a sense, Sombra is more powerful. Healing is more powerful than a Mercy. because a hack happens every, I want to say 5 seconds, going off the top of my head. So by the time you've hacked one, gone back into the fight, you've done a bit of damage on a tank because you'll get your most ult charge from that. And then you move in, your team uses the health packs. They get more health than what they would from a Mercy anyway. And Sombra gets their EMP to shut down the dive. So it's a win-win for the defending team.
Yeah, so we're back into it now, guys. Sorry about that. We had a few technical issues. But as you can see, like Relief still sitting on this high balcony. We're gonna have team InZenity are gonna be trying to do anything they can, and not gonna be able to do too much though, as they just cause like so many nightmares happening.
Yeah, and the defending Genji, as you see from Larson, is really really consistent. He saw where the Lucio was, dashed through it, probably told his team Lucio's in the clock tower, and then Soldier was able to finish it off on Relief. So Relief provides your consistent DPS in the form of Soldier, rather than having 2 projectile DPS, like for example Pharah and Genji. So now it's just stalling for time on the point.
Which they were doing really, really well, and actually winning these fights as well. So Team InZenity are going to have to be forced back once again. You're only going to have to Tracer in the back. Few players on the point right now, but Dragonblade is going to come in from Larson. He's going to be picking up one, picking up a double kill. Going to be going for the triple hit. See you later, Winston. He's going. That's a nice triple kill for Larson, as he's going to be sitting on this high balcony. And Team Forbidden are in full control right now.
I mean, I think Larson may have just been using that because he can charge his ult so quick, but he got really 2.5 kills from it, from a Genji blade, which is okay. He got 2 from his blade, and then Relief was able to finish off 1 from a from a soldier's perspective. But when you're having a Genji ulting, you're looking for your Genji to at least pick up 4 kills, 3 to 4 kills just from blade alone, being 2 supports, 2 DPS, and possibly a tank if you're lucky. So Larson may have seen that as a semi-okay, or it wouldn't have probably been what he was hoping for.
He would be happy with it. Toko is going to use the res. It's going to be picking up Flying Vander. However, Vander just goes straight back down again. Larson's just already doing loads of damage, already on 70% on his ultimate. Going to be deflecting Tracer's bullets. That's not going to be helpful for this Tracer in the back. He's going to probably have to jump off the map or sit in the back. He did get discorded. However, Badu is going to pick him up. Once again, it's just a full reset, as we've only got 20 seconds, so 1 minute remaining. I was looking at the wrong one. And the ultimates are available for both teams, but Husky really needs to get in there, like get sneakily around the back, or this is going to cause huge trouble. He needs to get on this balcony right now, which I think he's going to try and do.
If you look at it, like the side of Team InZenity, I'll have the sound barrier, which they've just used because they need to engage, and then you've got no support ult support. You have got 2 pretty powerful DPS ults from the side of Team Forbidden.
Yeah, and as we said there, like Larson picking up another 2 kills, going to be taking out both supports. Fly's going to take out Larson though with the D.Va in the back. The point is contested right now, as Demi on the Winston is going to try and stay alive, only on 30 health. Don't think it's going to be even possible with only literally a few characters in. Naomi on the point right now as the Tracer trying to stall the time. Ults are going to fly in left, right, and center. It's going to pick up a triple kill, and just like that, I believe it's just 1 left. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Husky's going to be taken out, and Team Forbidden are looking very strong on this first map. Yeah,
I keep wanting to say Linksa for Linker.
Yeah,
it's really throwing me off. But
I'm just going to say Link.
Well, the thing is, Linksa does also play tank, or he did when he played for Dignitas, and I think that's why I'm sort of getting a bit thrown off by it. But with regards to what Team InZenity's problem seemed to be, there was the target priority and also their target focus. You seem to have like 1 person focusing on 1 character, 2 people focusing on another, someone going for the healers. If you're playing the dive, it all needs to be just 1 singular character, and you need to start just going, right, we're going for the Zen. Zen's our issue, or we're going for Genji. Genji's our issue. dive that person. We do not leave that person alone until they are dead. And then you go on to the next one, and next one, and next one, and that's how Forbidden was able to make the snowball work. They focused one, went to another, went to another, went to another, wipe, gone, move on, keep the momentum going. And that's basically how it works. Linker Pro. I'm just reading the
Yeah, I'm just reading the Twitch chat right now.
Yeah.
As Linker is saying, Linker is not Linkser. But second point now, Watchpoint Gibraltar. So same style of map, so hybrid. So first capture point and then escort the payload all the way to the end. Might see a bit more, maybe a Widowmaker come out for the first time today.
Widowmaker is powerful on attack and defense if she makes the shots. I was saying it to Epic. If your Widowmaker can get the hits and make the shots, then the Widow is incredibly powerful if she doesn't get shut down. But if your Widow keeps missing shots, then she's doing nothing for the team. Her ultimate does nothing apart from show where people are hiding. So maybe if they've got a sneaky Mercy, they're trying to see where she is, then that's probably the only reason it can be helpful, or it helps the Widow get the headshots or get the kills a lot easier. But she does not her ult doesn't contribute to the team enough to win. It's not like a Zarya and a Tracer or a Zarya and a Genji or Divas or Ryans or Winstons that can actually physically affect a player. It's a case of like, there is everyone, we'll try and kill them. Okay, but it doesn't really give any kill feed value, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like kill feed value doesn't really matter too much. It's probably the best way of saying it. Like in the case of this, so like I liked what Forbidden did, and they were taking out they took support very quickly. Like all the time, I just saw people getting taken out. It was like, what? Where is he? Oh, there playing the Genji, just taking out the Lucio and the Ana or the Mercy, and it's as soon as you like support goes down, that's it.
But yeah, and you've got to rely on your supports to, well, in the case of in the defense, you've got to rely on either your soldier coming back to help or and the diva coming back to help when your supports are getting dived. Otherwise, you're just not going to win at the end of the day.
Yeah, so here we go, guys. Map number 2. It's going to be Watchpoint Gibraltar. It's very, I'd say, one of the hardest maps in the game.
I'd say Hangar Phase. If you can get through Hangar, then you can pretty much win the third point quite easily. It's really, Hangar Phase is the most difficult part, because if it's whoever controls the high ground, and if the defending team controls the high ground, they can then choose their picks, wipe the team as much as they can, reset, like we saw with regards to what Forbidden were doing to InZenity on Iconvold. You had Diva on the high ground in the castle, Winston on the hut of the pub, and then you had the supports all in that area. And I think Lucio in the side of, I think it was Vandervoff, was there Lucio, and he was going around the clock tower. So he was essentially being the eyes, telling where they were coming in from, and then going from that point onwards.
Yeah, so anyway, guys, right, so we're going straight into this. I like the idea that Team Forbidden are taking, they're going to take this high ground. It's very, very difficult to get hold of, like get anyone up there. The only people you can really send is like a Pharah, a Genji, or like a Winston. Like, and as we were saying, Husky straight away on the Pharah, getting boosted by the Mercy, of course. Winston and Genji maybe get a bit keen and trying to go for him, but not going to pay out.
Yeah, and like we see like the more of defensive dive coming again from the side of Team InZenity, and you know, you've got Larson on the Genji, who is still quite powerful on defense, and again relief on the soldier for the consistent DPS. I mean, at the moment it's just a case of they might hold back in server now on this map as a defense, so that you know you can just pressure out on that corner, because if you can control this the corner of server, it makes the defense jobs quite easy.
Yeah. Anyway, as we were saying that, like, kills are going in the favor though of Team Forbidden. They're going to be on the like defensive quite well. Going to be chasing Toko down, Mercy, trying to just maybe get boost his ultimate a little bit. Same with Nomi. Nomi are just getting shut down, and Team Forbidden holding high ground, as it's going to be very difficult for them to get off this, especially now where the payload is. They have got it past the hangar point, as you said, but now here's the, I'd say, the hardest part of the first part. Like, there's so much high ground for the defensive, like, your team or unit. It's going to be very hard to break that.
I mean, like, you can hold in this back corner where Relief is, and where Purdue, and they're all holding around the back corner and can just dive up to the high ground, take out the side of Team InZenity. But I think on Hangar Face is the one after this point, Dave, and yeah. This is just under the bridge, but they've not even able to get it to the core, and the payload's just moving its way back.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. It's going to go straight. It's going to go under Hangar again. I think there is going to be waiting for his ultimate. There is 5 players available to put this down. Interesting to see no Zarya pick earlier. Like, yeah.
It's just the fact that I don't think we'll see Zarya because D.Va's defense matrix is too powerful. She can practically swallow most ults.
Lucio is, sorry to interrupt you, Lucio is going to be able to pick up one last, and he's going to take out Toko and in the back again. So that's no mercy, no res again. It's very, and I have to give huge shout outs as well to Always. He's been, like, every enemy they've been focusing on, it's got discorded. And with the discord orb, you just take so much damage.
Yeah, it's, I think you take, I want to say half, I really do, I want to say half more damage than what you normally would. So it roughly works out like from a soldier, instead of a 19, it's like 26 something per shot. Which, you know, the damage stacks up over time. And on the side of Team, we would like to see this fight go in the side of Team InZenity. They do have the ult advantage, and the fact that you've got no support ults now from the side of Team Forbidden, it should make that this push go quite easily, but the payload keeps moving back.
Yeah, Justice is going to rain from above, just going to get shut down. Relief is going to pick up a double kill, using his ultimate as well, taking out Toko, making that a triple kill. Once again, ooh, that's a bit of a waste of an ult. I don't think that was, like, wanting to be used. Maybe a panic ult there, but it looks like Team Forbidden are once again going to be able to hold, even on the first point. So this is going to be very frustrating. So essentially, one fight from Team Forbidden could potentially win him this whole second map.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact is they were so focused on taking the high ground from Team Forbidden. You see it, I saw it quite a lot in Contenders, I think in the first week.
Just like that, Larson and Fair combining with 2 ults once again. Dragon Blade and the self-destruct going to be taking literally almost full team wipe. And just a little wave from there as well, as Team Forbidden holding strong.
I mean, you can see teams, it was shown in Contenders on NA side anyway, of teams taking away the high ground first before actually going back onto the point. Because what they would do is they would steal the high ground away from your opponent, kill off your opponent, and then you would then move your payload through. So it's more like, forget about the payload for now, we've pushed it underneath the bridge, let's kill them off the high ground, overtake that high ground, and then move forward. But they just focus too much on that, to the point the payload was going back up on the attacking side of the ramp, not on the defending side.
Right, so this is going to be like, I'd say 2 fights. If Team InZenity lose just 2 fights, I think they're going to lose this whole map. Like, the payload is just past, or just under, or over the bridge, so it's going to be almost frustrating, because even on then, like, Team Forbidden could send 4 players up top, distract all the team, 1 player could just be moving this payload. I have seen it happen a couple of times before.
It can happen, but teams can cotton onto it. It may like work very well in the case of ladder, and you know when you're not all part of a team, but you would just go. It just takes one person in a cons of 6. Just go. There's someone behind. Come help me, or you know tracer behind, so that they know they're there, and that it won't always work.
Yeah, so here we go. We're going to be doing the second side now. It's going to be Team Forbidden on your attacking side, and straight away, like your traditional setup. Nice. I'm going to see what Relief is going to be doing. He's going to be on the Widowmaker, going to be missing the first hook, going to be looking for a couple of people to try and get off this high ledge, but Winston on the side of Demi is going to put his shield down to protect all the players. Soldier does get tagged a bit, same with Lucio. So it's very concerning already, and the payload is already halfway to the finish line.
Well, that's the thing. It was a case of if your Widow can get the shots. The thing is, I even think Relief wasn't playing the best to what Widow can be played on that map, because it was a case of he was getting tags, which is very good for Widow if your Genji can follow up and get the dash reset, and that's all she wrote. But the thing is with Widow, before we move on, is either Widow will do one of two things. She'll get the body shots, which it looked like Relief was going more on that side of things, and then just relaying that to the Genji on the side, which was Larson, which allowed, you know, for the kills to come up. Or Widow starts popping heads and essentially gives you so much of an opening that your team doesn't really have to do much work.
Yeah, like Larson just went huge, like taking out 3 kills as well, and then taking out the Mercy once again. As you can see in like our plays of the game, or our cards. Larson, 12 kill streak, looking very, very good. But guys, we're going to be cutting to a quick commercial break. We will be back in 1-2 minutes, and then we'll be back with map 3, which will be a Dorado.
Oh no, 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 no!
Gaming doesn't have to be like this. Are those tears? You need a machine that can keep up with you. This is the new Omen X. All those hours of training are about to pay off. Don't rage quit. Get the Omen X. Dominate the game.
Was sponsored by Omen by HP. We are currently in the first semi-final between Team InZenity Esports and Team Forbidden. Team Forbidden are 2-0 up in the map pool right now, and we're going to be going to a Dorado. I mean, of course, 2 rounds. How are you doing?
Doing very well. Like, I think what we're going to see is possibly, I know for, you know, upsets can happen. Probably, I think we've seen what Team InZenity can do and what Team Forbidden can do, and it does look like there is a skill gap at the moment. It's just that the fact probably Team Forbidden seem a lot more well practiced in the dive. You saw a lot of time being wasted by Team InZenity, and the reason I say this is so that they can take it back and review and then go from that one and work forward and better themselves. But there was a lot of time wasted grouping up on the high ground. What I would advise is if you are going over tactics during you're going to the point, do it in spawn and then go out and implement what you just talked about in spawn. I wouldn't say go out into the map, do what you talk about what you're going to do, and then do what you're going to do, because you've wasted that much time already. We saw how far the payload got pushed back on the side of Gibraltar. So it was a case of like InZenity aren't bad with regards to anything. They just probably need more practice, and we're just seeing when one team has probably practiced the dive a little bit more, and they are exploiting that. So what I would like to see is how, with regards to the next match, also how these matches go as well, because for all we know, InZenity could have said, Dorado is probably one of our favorite maps. We've already got stuff set out for Dorado, and Link and the side of Forbidden are just following what they know, and they just carry on with that. We'll just go, we'll keep doing it until it doesn't work. So yeah. That's those would be my thoughts on it.
Yeah, it's gonna be like very interesting to see. If I do wonder whose map choices was. Like, I'm hoping it was Team InZenity, just to like get one on the board. But Team Forbidden will be starting on the attacking side, so they're gonna have the advantage straight away. And as we were talking about the Sombra, as I said that, Lucio comes into play.
He heard you. You went, oh, the Sombra. Oh, no, not the Sombra can be quite good. It's probably something that is worth picking up, but Sombra works in a team that's practiced it a lot and knows what they're doing, knows which health packs the Sombra's normally hacked. And Blizzard did put an update through earlier in the year where the health packs now show up on the map. Is a bit of like a little purple hologram.
Okay. I didn't know that. But yeah. Larsen's gonna be on this Genji again. He's been doing really well so far. We've had so many good plays from like just Genji players just throughout this whole tournament. Like the whole qualifiers so far. Like we had, I think it was Shaq for one of the teams as well. I think, was it
Shaq, Soodle.
Soodle, that was it.
Then you've got Kido on the side of Cryptic as well, which were formerly known as Team Descend. So there is a lot of Genji players on there, out there. And Genji is, when you were saying earlier, like you think everyone's saying Tracer's overpowered. In my opinion, Tracer's probably one of the most balanced ones because she is designed to be a glass cannon at the end of the day. So one wrong move with Tracer is a case of you've lost a huge burst amount of DPS. So yeah. Tracer works how she is meant to be played, and Tracer has been seen playing near enough every meta. Yeah,
I definitely agree. I think maybe Genji could have a bit of a maybe could have a nerf. It'd be very unfair. I'd say a little bit because he is a very hard character to play. Don't get me wrong, he's probably one of the most complicated characters to play in this game.
Well, that's the thing with the characters like Genji and Tracer. It's a case of they require high skill ceiling. Like Anna's a high skill ceiling hero as well, in a different format, as well as Winston's probably a bit more of a high skill ceiling. People are just like, oh, he just dives in, doesn't have to aim, and puts down his shield. But there's more to it than that with Winston. It's more of a case of Winston placing his shield in the right place, focusing and landing on a target for one to get off that 50 damage, and then doing a punch for another 50, or pretty simultaneously.
Yes, and as we were saying, Larson goes in with a double kill. There was a nano boosted side on the side of Nami, but he only managed to pick up the soldier in himself. Larson's going to attack on a Husky as well, so that's just going to leave Fly on the side of Team InZenity. Going to be out the mech and just constantly shut down with the Genji, Relief, and Larson combining once again. And the just overall damage coming out is very dangerous.
Like it's on. You're seeing now more of a case of triple DPS on the side of Team Forbidden, which is this is why the damage is stepped up on the side of Forbidden, because you've got Soldier, you've got Genji, you've got Tracer, 2 consistent DPS and a projectile DPS, and then a Winston that can either cover his teammates with his barrel, cut off the support from the back line of Team InZenity.
Yes, that's probably one of the main issues. And Larson's going to be going into Dragonblade once again. They're going to be attacking his Ana. Ana's going to miss the sleep dart, not going to be able to connect it with. And Larson's going to pick it up a double. Make that a triple kill, taking out Nami, Fly, and Zocco. And just leaving the Genji in the back. Now, this is the problem. Now, you're going to have a few players remaining. And I think this payload might get into time. Genji's going to be diving in. They're all going to be diving in on this payload. Maybe a bit of panic is going in. As Vera is going to pick up one on Husky. They're going to be taking 2 out. Picking up 3 kills as Nami just falls, and just like that, Forbidden just having the momentum once again. 1 go down, 2 go down, and then it just falls.
I mean, you see the kill feed going in Forbidden's favor because the target focus is just always there. It's like they've seen Ana come out by herself, so Relief and Linker are all on the Ana, and the D.Va can't protect her at Winston's Tesla cannon. So now you're seeing Linker going onto Fly, hassling Fly at the end of it.
Fly getting a triple kill. However, as we said, that Larson just takes out the D.Va in the mech, and I think that's not going to be enough time. Husky is still going to be on this point, just barely going to survive in support with the Ana, and that's not going to be no, it's still contested. Relief going to pick up 2 kills, taking out Toko as well, and it's just back and forth trades going in, but Relief is going to pick up potentially another kill. We're going to be looking into this, and it's chaotic right now. Like, I love this. Like, Team InZenity are just going to hold on the point, just barely, but they just need something going on, as Husky is going to be on the ult, taking out Edgy, and Link are going to go down as well, as Larson is going to be sitting in the back. He's nearly got another ultimate, finally gets shut down though by Fly.
Well, yeah, it's like that's the whole point of a triple DPS dive, is causing that chaotic and that madness, and Team InZenity did do a pretty good time to, you know, jump in on the payload, rotate in. So most of them did wipe, but because the Team Forbidden were getting that crisp team wipe, it was still allowing time for all the players of Team InZenity to come in and contest that payload, stopping them getting that final push onto point 3.
Apologies on that. I had a few microphone issues, but anyway, just like that, as we were saying, I unfortunately did miss that fight, and 4 players for Team Forbidden just completely annihilate the side of Team InZenity, and that is going to be 3 points once again.
I think it was more of a commentator's curse from me. As soon as it says, yeah, it's they've done so well, they just side of Forbidden were getting picks left, right, and center, which, you know, on the attacking side, as a Trace, when you've got Tracer, Soldier, and Genji all harassing the DPS and the supports, the tanks really can't do much. I mean, you've got a D.Va and you've got a Winston, but the D.Va then has to put herself in a position where she's between the supports and the main tanks and DPS, and the oncoming onslaught of Team Forbidden, and it's probably just, you know, getting that defense matrix in the right places at the right time.
Yeah, that is probably the biggest issue right now. But the problem is now they're gonna have to be fighting for their tournament, well, essentially tournament lives. Team InZenity are gonna be struggling. Just like they could get the 303. I really don't want to see it. Like, we've got to do a shout out to Henry from last as well in the Twitch street in the chat going on. But what would you like to see?
Go on, Henry.
Shout out to I love Henry. That's beautiful. What would you like to see? Maybe something switched up? Maybe something different?
I mean, if you've worked with the Sombra before, possibly it's time for Team InZenity to take the Sombra instead of taking a Zen. You've got to think of where are we falling to try and counteract that and fight back, start fighting back. Because, you know, Team InZenity have proved that when the backs are really up against the wall that they can hold off Forbidden at points. But is it a case of all at those points when you've got Team Forbidden have got their walls?
As I was just saying, that Link just destroyed Fly on the top there. As we can see, Larsen's going to be sitting on the Genji once again. Demi is going to be the last one alive, going to get shut down. And just like that's only a full team wipe once again already. You're going to have someone in the back. That is going to be Nomi. He's going to be sitting on the Tracer, but right now he's not going to be able to move anywhere as he's just completely stuck while he has to wait for his teammates just to respawn. And already nearly a minute's gone.
Yeah, and this is the thing. It's like they're now in the spawn room, like probably going over what I said back on Gibraltar, deciding what you want to do before you go out, so you don't look as predictable.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that. And the issue they've got right now is they don't have anyone to deal with this high ground. Like you've got the Ana sitting up high, you've got Bad sitting all the way at high here with an Ana doing great support for his team. And
it's what
close,
tends to happen is a case of if your Ana's all the way at the back and supporting the team will get too focused on the target that she's healing, trying to kill that off. And Ana can near enough heal 600 health every clip on a single target. And the case would be the Ana phenomenon, is what me and my friends call it, where the players are still focusing on the one that's being healed and not focusing the source of healing first. And it's quite a common thing. You see it sometimes with Mercy as well, where they'll focus on the person that Mercy's healing, but not Mercy herself. The thing is that makes it more prominent on Ana is because Ana can be all the way at the back while your team's all the way at the front and still doing that single target healing.
Yeah, Ana's got more of the range, is probably the best way of describing it as well. Like, you got such a long, diverse range with the character itself. Larsen is almost going to have another ult, but if we can see Team Forbidden are going to be sitting there. They're going to be sticking the Winston of Evander, going to be shut down. Relief is going to win the 1v1 fight once again against Nomi, and just like that, they're going to be almost bullying this diva. Everyone's giving him a wave, and then Fire's going to get taken out. Just stalling at time, and just 1.5 minutes remaining. Not in the first point captured. This is looking very troubling.
Well, what they was doing, they was staggering the diva, so that her spawn time's delayed, hence wasting time for Team InZenity. It's just good play on the side of Team Forbidden.
It's great. Like, a lot of people like rush to kill the enemies. Well, why don't you just, like, if you wait, you get more time. I love this idea of the Tracer sitting up top as well. It's almost impossible to stop. You got the nano boosted Larsen once again in the net with the Dragon Blade. However, not going to be able to pick up any kills as Tranquility was popped on this side of Team InZenity. But ults are going to be flying back and forth. Vander is going to pick up a double kill. However, Link is going to trade one back. Larsen's going to have barely any life there. He finally goes down. I think that's the first time I've seen him die in this half.
Yeah, and it's what we're seeing from the side of Team InZenity now is probably capitalizing on the fact that there was no ults on the side of Forbidden. So as we see now, Forbidden's got Pulse Bomb, Primal Rage, which they'll probably engage with, and then Trace will be looking to pick up a couple of kills at the back.
I like this idea as well. They've taken out the Traces that have been taken out, but just like that, a trade coming into effect. Relief going to be picking up Demi with the bomb, and oh my god, the combination of Linker and Relief, just too much, just absolutely too much for Team InZenity, and unfortunately they're going to be crashing out of the tournament. Unfortunately, a 3-0 sweep for Team Forbidden as they're going to be moving on to your grand finals.
Yeah, and with regards to the grand finals, I know we've got Temp Name, which has a couple high-profile players, we'll say, of the UK Overwatch team. You've got Ayuki, who probably one of the most recent achievements for himself was competing in Take TV 2. And they played up against Rogue, E United, Movistar Riders, I believe, was in their group, and a lot of high quality teams, top of their game. And you've also got Mikey A, who's been picked for Overwatch World Cup, Smex as well, that's been picked up for Overwatch World Cup, and both, I believe, Mikey A and Smex were subs for Ninjas with Attitude, I believe, last time I checked. But you've got Hypoc as well, playing from them, and there's a lot of Dids who played for Esperati, who were actually playing, got through to the group stage of contenders and didn't make the playoffs, but he's probably one of the best DPS the UK has to offer. And then we've got not Reels. I'm just trying to think of the team now. The guy's name. Fusions as well. He was another. I've not really heard much of Fusions, but it's probably one of the most teams that if you're looking to play for a difficult team, these are the players you want to play.
Yes. So guys, we're gonna leave it there for a little bit. We're gonna have to get the next teams in. As we just said in the Twitch chat, they are not technically scheduled to play 5:30, but we're gonna try and move it forward for you. But in the meantime, anything from you 2 rounds before we cut to a commercial break?
No, it's like I says, teams in InZenity just need to work on probably being a little bit more aggressive and focused. And Forbidden, look to see what they do in the grand finals. But
yeah, Team InZenity are going to have the VODs to look back on and maybe look at their repositioning.
Yeah, and that was just the last thing before we go. Just got to say thank you to our sponsor, Omen by HP, and with all the regards to the new kit that they've got, and that we'll see at EGX as well in September. So once we go from that point onwards, I think we're just going to go to a break, and we'll be right back.
Yep. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to go for a quick commercial break. I think we're going to have a little, and we're going to rest our voices for about 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll see you very soon.